Hello. Hi, Christopher. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. You?
I am very good, except I messed up the time zone again. And I'm so very excited to have you to be with us today. And you're the first person for our this Unique Dream Fighter program start again. Before we start, allow me to explain what is this about, right? Unique Dream Fighter is a program, is a platform. We motivate people, inspire people, especially skater and dancer, because we know we've been through a journey with lots of challenge. This is not somebody random can, it's not running, it's not just hiking, it's not just hiking, it's something very, very unique to us. So we invite coaches, skater, to share their journey with us, and apparently you are the very special one, and we've been speaking before, and you have got so much to share. And through this difficult time, we expect particularly recently, is not very easy for everyone. So our inspiration and the strength is most important. So welcome for joining us today, Christopher.
Thank you for having me today.
I yes. Okay. Before we start, I just briefly introduce who is Christopher. He is a national figure skater, and he been competing nationally, professionally, and okay, you have got a very, very long bio. So we created a page for you. Yeah, I'm not going to name everything, otherwise we're going to spend all
Hmm.
the time. But the most important today, we want to talk about Christopher believe everyone in the world is a talent, and he believe a talent can definitely be put to use to make the world a better place. Figure skating or any kind of profession, you can use your experience to make you inspire yourself and excel in other professions. Is that what you said?
Yes, of course. Everything we do in skating, it's like a boot camp to real life. It's a one
Yeah.
life in preparation for a new life.
Exactly, and this is so beautiful. First of all, I would like to ask your story, if you don't mind to share your story, how you grew up. You are originally from Philippines, but apparently you born and raised in US. So having this mixed culture and a figure skater, how what was your story?
Well, I was born in the United States, of course, but I had a bloodline to Philippines.
Yeah.
I learned to skate through my cousins by roller skating, and then I went to a roller rink. The roller rink closed, and then I decided to go to an ice rink. As a young kid, my parents took me there, and I imitated tricks I saw on television, and then a coach saw me and told me to get lessons. And that's where it all started. And when it came to competing for the Philippines, I wanted to compete in the United States as a national competitor, just so I know that I'm ready to compete internationally for Philippines. So I decided to, keep on qualifying for nationals in the United States, and then once I made the U.S. senior national, category, I decided to transition to Philippines. And when it came to competing for Philippines, it wasn't really my strongest or hardest competition. My
Mm.
competition mainly, my main competition was mostly trying to get to that point in life in any way. But then, yeah, just getting there was one of the most rewarding thing ever.
And what made you believe this is the path you want to pursue? Since you start figure skating, you already feel this is something very special to you in your life?
Well, my family actually was the support group for me, and my I kind of wanted to do it for a long time when I was a kid because I was inspired watching the Nagano Olympics, and that's when I'm like, oh wow, I want that shining moment one day. And look, and as a kid, you don't know how to discipline yourself as well, because sometimes you are being told that, oh, you're good, and then when you grow up, you're like, oh great, I have to do better.
You've been told. So apparently a lot of people tell you different things, yeah?
Yeah.
Example, would you mind share a little bit?
Tell me what, like as in what they've told me before.
Yeah, they told you you should skate more, you should not skate more, you should be a doctor, you should be.
Yeah, I've had family members in the past tell me, skating, you can't skate forever, which is true, but at the same time, figure skating is something not everyone can do. And even if I'm not gonna make the most money out of anyone else in anywhere from my friends or family, I'm still doing something not everyone in the world can do, which is much more valuable than money. So I pretty much am happy with what I'm doing. And figure skating is something that is not taken for granted. You have to make sure you utilize your talent, and you can use your talent to make the world a better place.
How so? Why you believe that? Why you think
because
your talent can make your world a better place?
because in the end of the day, when you're a figure skater at the highest level, you have an advantage over people, and it's called discipline. And discipline, it's hard to grasp with some people. And you learn how things work, how it doesn't work, and you learn how to motivate yourself, and after you fall, you have to get back up anyway. So when you as a skater, you have to learn how to fall and get back up. You learn from your mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, but you have to make sure you don't make the same mistake again. And so, it's another way of you know going out for going out of your way, trying to get as perfect as you can. But even though you're not perfect, you're still striving for the best you can.
And yet you know how to motivate yourself. And is there anybody important in your life motivate you a lot?
My mom. My mom, of course,
Wow.
she's one of the strongest women I know. Like, her story is crazy. Like, she recently separated from my dad, but at the same time, she was the most strongest woman because she's been doing a lot of things on her own. And she's the one that woke me up early in the morning when I was a kid to go skating. And that's one of my inspirations is my mom. And then the second person is me, of course.
So she won't let you give up.
Huh?
She won't let you give up. She's the one pushing you to be who you are right now.
Well, she's part of it, but it's all me though. It's mostly me. I've been trying because there's so much that she can do. All she knows is how to be a mom and support me, but I'm the one that's supposed to do it myself. So,
And how do you find the challenge between? I have heard a lot of challenge between like parents push too much, the coach push too much, and yourself have different expectation. How do you balance your dream, other people's expectations, and how do you make yourself in a very good state to continue your journey?
well, I have to think of it a different way. Like, yeah, they mean well. That's what I have to think about. They mean well. However, in the end of the day, the, if you have the skill and you have the drive, it shouldn't matter what people think. If you know you can do it, then you should do it for yourself. But when it comes to what people believe in, I don't really listen to those people.
So you yourself speak louder than anybody else.
If you're going to do something, make sure you do it with action, not with words.
Action with words. Wow, that's right. And do you come across some very, very challenging moment in your figure skating journey that make you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm a failure? And is there any
Always.
like always?
Always. Like, you're like, in the end of the day, you're going to be good, but at the same time, you can't say that you're going to be perfect because you're never going to learn if you're going to tell yourself you're perfect. Half the time I do tell myself, I'm like, I could do better. But there are times in my life actually where I was not the most talented. I was not the most I was motivated. I was not the most talented. And I remember not getting my elements until I was like 19 years old. I was a very late bloomer. And so I never gave up, but you know, never giving up is actually one of the things that makes it easy, makes it better, makes skating better.
And do you consider this one, you never give up, as the best value you have learned from figure skating?
Absolutely. Not every as I say, it's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. If it were easy, then everyone in the world can do it. And if they can't do it, then you're doing something good.
And besides figure skating, I know you have got loads of other hobbies as well. Can you tell us about this?
Oh yeah, I love photography as well. I like choreograph other than skating, choreographing. I like to dance sometimes, but I'm really suited into photography mostly. I love taking pictures,
And how
different
do you
things.
see yourself in the future? Do you think figure skating will be in your life forever, a lifetime, and at the same time you also want to do something else for your own later on?
Well, figure skating is always going to be my passion and the love, my first love. It's it's like a relationship. You don't. It's hard to get away from it. But in when it comes to other things I want to do, I definitely want to get into photography. However, I also want to do more ice shows. I love skating, and I one day want to create my own shows. And
Hmm.
mhm, it'll be fun. Even
Yeah.
designing costumes as well. I like to draw.
Wow, that's a big project to be from a figure skater to a choreographer and organize your shows and photographer. It's completely different things.
Oh yeah, and also like I used to travel a lot, and I'm gonna travel
Mhm.
soon again on cruise ships. I Cruise ships actually introduced me to different kind of jobs and different kind of things, and like there's
Yeah.
more to skating. There's more to the world than just skating. I also maybe one day I'll be a travel agent. One day I'll do something. Who knows? My own business with travel. Who knows?
So you pretty much open up to every opportunity. You very much follow your heart now. You are not like I'm a skater and I'm forever a skater. You open up to every opportunity. Isn't it correct?
Yeah, of course.
Why? Well, it's very different. Is I mean, from one thing you've been doing for a long time and you're so
Mhm.
open up for other thing.
It's just I like new things. I always like a challenge. I even during 2020 during COVID when the rink was closed, I worked with the elderly in a retirement home, and that was actually not a bad job. I liked it, and so yeah, I'm pretty much open to different opportunities because I've done a lot.
Have you struggled a little bit? I mean, like emotionally, like I was a figure skater and I am like changing what I'm doing before to somebody else. Would you feel that way
Oh
somehow?
yeah, years ago, when when I finished my last season, which was in 2014.
Hmm.
I didn't know what to do. Would I want to
Yeah.
continue another 4 years, or would I want to do ice shows? And
Mm.
I was in that transitional stage where I'm like, I don't know where to go. And it was really bad too. I remember I and it's pretty common amongst athletes. They um, drank as well. They partied a lot, and then they went to the wrong people. But you know, I had the right group of people with me who were looking out for me, and they wanted me to do ice shows. Even my coaches pushed me to doing ice shows, and once I did what they said, most of the time they're right. My coaches are always right, and I
Yeah.
was happy that I joined ice shows, and that opened me up to more things, and I could still love skating even as a show skater.
Yeah, right. And
Hmm.
how did you feel by that time when you eh, figure skating is something you in your blood, right? It's like you've been spending time all the time on ice, and all of a sudden I mean, more emotional point of view. How do you feel by that time? You is it difficult for you to open up to accept different opportunities?
Oh yeah, like a lot of us feel like skating is our world and it's the number one thing in the world. But some of us also forget that the world's bigger than just skating, because we're sometimes because we train every day at the ice rink and we don't always have a lot of friends. I remember not having friends outside of school. All my friends were just skaters. I had friends in high school, but I never hanged out with them. I never, spent a lot of time with them. And, skating was my world. That's all I was focused on. And, that's the thing that most people need to know, is that you need to find time outside of skating, balance your life out as well. Because otherwise, it's like work. If you work too much, then you get like, what's it called? Burned out. And
Do you believe this is true, that if you have to do something good, you have to do it like all day long? How do you say, like, enjoying doing something, or you have to only do one thing? How can I put this? Do you believe that this is the only way to enjoy the sport? Let's put it this way. Like, only, 24 hours figure skating. I'm not going out, not seeing friends.
I don't figure skating as a sport has been weird, to be honest. But like, for me, for me to enjoy the sport, I had to leave the sport. So
Mm.
I had to go into I had to do ice shows because I needed to work. And then when I came back as a competitive skater in 2018, sorry, my
Mm-hmm.
mouth, 2018, I uh I was experienced with doing performances. Like, I'd done so many performances, and I kind of knew how to maintain my stress levels, and I could also do a clean program the first time or the second time
Yeah.
during my comeback. And yeah, it was just, I learned to love skating outside of skating, competitive skating, because I was the most consistent skater in my cast, and I've always been having pride on what I do. And it's been pretty much a journey. Not everyone can think I could just come back and compete and do well the first time, but yeah.
Can you tell me one false belief in figure skating world, that you've been in this world for so long? If there's one belief is not, you think it's not right, you have to change it, make it right again. Like, what this belief would be?
Oh well, there's many. there's many. There's
Okay, just
many.
name one, the most important one to you.
In the end of the day, it's just ice skating. But for me, the greatest myth I would ever know or come up with the first time would be Olympics isn't Olympics. I'm sorry. Even if you go to Olympics, it's not going to always be a life-changing thing. But and if I were to, try to go for the Olympics again, it wouldn't be a fun thing for skating. It's something I didn't enjoy being part of, because
Thank you.
because when I wanted to go to the Olympics, it was just hard because I didn't go, and it's hard to qualify, and it didn't really make me enjoy the sport as much. And I
Thank
know
you.
there are people who go to the Olympics and they're seen as the greatest athletes in the world. But then next thing you know, when I compete against these athletes, is that really true? It's not always true. They're great at that time.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful, really beautiful. Because, well, especially this Olympic, there's a lot of news, right? And it's really make us think, would that be the trophy or the medal means everything? Or your life, the meaning, your feeling is means more than just the trophy on the Olympics, right? That's
There's
basically.
more to there's more to skating than just the Olympics. I mean, the Olympics is one moment that everyone wants, but at the same time, the most important moment is the journey to get there, because the journey is worth more than just one Olympic moment.
What is the most beautiful journey you can create for yourself or your student or in the figure skating scene? What beautiful journey you want to create for others?
I want to teach them that everything's hard work, but at the same time, it's worth it.
And what is the most important during the journey? Of course, hard work. Okay, I always say, okay, you name one thing, but without an action plan, there's nothing gonna happen, right? Dreams remain
Mm-hmm.
words. You got to put things together, but how you gonna change your let's say your world if one day you have got your coaching business or your show business? How would you want this figure skating world to be?
I want the figure skating world to be positive, not
Mm.
not based on medals. Excuse me, not based on medals, but based on how a skater feels about the profession. I don't want skating to be seen as a toxic sport, and I want skating to be inclusive. I want skating to be more happy. I want a sport to be more enjoyable. Like I can enjoy watching other sports, but sometimes when you watch skating or when you're in the sport, it's hard to grasp sometimes because like scoring wise, we don't always understand because we're not in control of our scores. And so the only way we can be in the sport for me as a comeback skater is just to enjoy the moment.
Yes, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's funny you when you talk about Olympics, right? I last year I organized this figure skating summit, right? And I got COVID. I got COVID, but I dare not to tell the guests because we don't have vaccination yet. So I was very,
Mm-hmm.
very sick, and I video myself for one short film. Say, I have a same dream like all of you. I want to be in Olympics, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, when you are not there, you think, oh, this is the most brilliant moment. But then when you are really actually there competing and fighting to be Olympic, you will see a completely different scenery. And
Mm-hmm.
why would
It's a bit.
very, very different, right? When you're more competitive and like us, we're so much more amateur. So we
Mm-hmm.
look at it very differently. But until if you look into the sport very seriously and you realize it's not only about the trophy that make you somebody different. Yeah, it's the whole journey.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter even your skin color or whatever, like, or it is not that. It is something that make you a different person. This is your mindset, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your motivation of helping others and be able to be yourself, to be able to believe in yourself, what you do is best for the world, not just for you, not just for you standing on the podium, but for the whole package.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're like there's more to being an athlete than just trying to win an award. It's about representation. It's about representing your community as well, and
Mm,
it's about that's why I came back as well, is because I wanted to represent my community as well.
yeah. And how your community different from others, if you don't mind share a little bit about that,
Well,
because my assistant's very, very proud. And he was
because my
like, wow, more than exciting.
mhm. Well, there's not a lot of Filipinos who do compete internationally, unless well, there's a lot of them who do compete, but their nationality is so different from Philippines. Like there's Filipinos representing Germany. There's Filipinos representing Switzerland or wherever may have you. But the sport is hard to to be part of, especially how expensive it is. And
Yes.
so, hopefully there's going to be hopefully I'm sure there's going to be programs in the future where Filipinos in the Philippines can, partake in sports, especially something as expensive as figure skating. And actually, it's one of my dreams is as well is to be part of Team Philippines as a coach as well.
That would be beautiful. How does that feel? You are the very first person to put Philippine skater in the international map, right? If I remember correctly. And how does that feel when you the first time representing your community internationally?
It was during the first time competing in Bavarian Open. It was a very prideful moment for me, especially. And I also remember I was born and raised and competed in the United States, so there was no excuse for me not to do well for Philippines. And so when I went to my first international in Bavarian Open in Oberstdorf, hearing representing Philippines, Chris Caluza. I'm like, wow, here I am. I was not nervous, but I had nothing to lose, but I was happy to be there. And so medaling, it was just one of my proudest moments there, especially just to make history, for the Philippines.
Right.
And then qualifying to Worlds as well, and qualifying to the top 24 in the world. That's the first time a Southeast Asian skater's ever done it, and that's a proud moment for me.
Do you feel very beautiful that you actually be the role model for your community, that bring up the figure skating world, like, oh, I can be that one too, maybe one day?
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, I don't see myself as a role model or icon. I just want to I just see myself as someone who could, you know, help their community
Possibility.
by representation and possibility. Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Mhm.
If you have one word, one sentence to your community or friend that you know in this figure skating world or dance world, what would that message be?
Dream big, because no dream is too small.
In every way, every dimension, or just figure
Dream
skating?
dream
Any
big in general. Just dream big in general. It's okay to dream big. Sometimes that gives you what's called motivation. It gives you something that you want to protect yourself into. I mean, you may not get it, but at the same time, when you try to go for it, you can appreciate yourself for even trying to get to it. So dreaming big is actually one of the first ways you could start.
beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for you sharing today, Christopher. It's truly our honor to have you to kickstart this program with us. And Samas, Unique Dream Fighter, will continue um, to spread our message, to motivate our community, motivate our skater, to continue on and on with their mission, with the passion. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. That was fun.
Right. And oh, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, if you guys would like to follow Christopher, please go ahead. We have a link down here about Christoph profile and his Instagram account. So please feel free to stay in touch.
Thank you for
Ciao.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.